Mic test. Hello, mic test. Mic test. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic test. Finally, it's working. Tell me, guys, if you can also hear it, my audio or not. Audio is screen share are okay. Thank you, Joe. Finally, it's here. So let's not waste any further time. Let's just very quickly go to the about us part, and then we'll quickly proceed to the actual webinar. I'm not sure what the issue was. I haven't really done anything. Just tried and retried everything, and it's sort of worked for some reason. Anyway, so we are quite late. So let's just quickly done. My name is get done with the about us part. My name is Nirav. I'm the admin owner of 50 Years Market Analysis website as well as YouTube channel. And today we are conducting the 178th webinar of the Trading Opportunities webinar series. In the past 76 webinars, we have captured a total of 444 trades. What happened with this 177th webinar, we will discuss in today's webinar, which is 178. Right. Apart from all this, I do have a private Slack group where I do post live updates of my market analysis on a very regular basis. And if you have been following me for quite some time, you would already be aware of all that. But just to let new audiences know that you can use the contact us page and select the subject matter as requesting details for like private group in case you are interested in our work. You can also check my past track record by visiting the 50eyes.com/forecast accuracy page. We have compiled a big list of our 6 years plus record, after which I started giving public webinars, for which I just discussed. We have captured 444 trades in last 176 webinars. Anyways, that's about it for the intro. And yeah, lastly, I do have a video course in case you are interested in learning about Elliott Wave, and do have a book for intermediate to advanced traders. And there's a video course on the book. You can go and select the last one, thing with the markets course, in case you want to know more about the learn more visually regarding the book's content. Just give me a moment here. All right, so I'm back here. So as I was saying, we will now be conducting the actual webinar, and of course, so what you can already notice is we are quite substantial late. I was stuck with some important work and couldn't help with the time. So, anyways, is there something less with the intro? Nothing. Yeah, just the one last thing. We will check what was discussed in the last webinar, which is webinar number 177. Then we will move over to the live chart, and then we will discuss the actual content. Right. So that's the way we will proceed. And let's now head over and check. First of all, we are already on the recording for euro. So let's check what was being discussed on the chart of euro in the last webinar. Right. So here is the discussion from last webinar. In euro, we are looking at a possible impulse in the downward direction, and the idea was that we wait for the market to give a breakdown below 1.15400, and then possibly it will follow the downside movement. What is it? 1.154, 1.154 actually. Let me see if there is something else we discussed. Let's increase the speed here and just check it very quickly. This is the recording from last webinar, obviously. 1.15468. That is the main setup. Let's just note it somewhere. And here's a live chart on screen now. That's not the one we are following. Neither is this. So we need to refresh. Let me just refresh all the charts all together. All right, so here is the euro chart. Let's just wait a moment for it to load. There it is. 1.15468. The last discussion was on the 10th of this month. So 10th, there it is. 10th October, 1.1546. It actually did go and touch that level, never broke through it. So yes, the shorts were triggered and then the stop loss would have been hit, although we never really traded the euro shorts. But yes, from a trading perspective, this was an opportunity if it didn't play out and actually led to a loss. Right. So let's see what's happening. Why has this happened? What has changed? So this is the new updated count, which I am of the impression can hold. So let's see what has changed. First of all, let's remove that. Yes. So this is the point of reference, which is the starting point of analysis basically. And we are assuming, one second. Yes. So what I'm saying is that we are assuming that from this point of reference, we are seeing a possible diagonal in the downward direction. A diagonal is a structure in 3-3 formation with an overlap between the waves 1 and 4. So if this is the 1, this is the 2, this is the 3, and there will be a 4 and a 5. So the diagonal, what it has special is that there will be an overlap between the first and the fourth waves. So here we have the first here, the second here, and the third here, and I'm assuming this is the fourth. So I'm assuming that this market will now continue lower. So basically the direction still remains the same. We don't have any short trades right now, and I'm not very keen on taking them unless we see something more concrete. Right. So I'm of the impression this is a possible expanding diagonal, and the minimum downside target will be lower than 1.15386. We don't have an exact trigger right now, but we will be interested in taking short opportunities once we see the market move below. Actually, 1.16035, let's just say. So below this level, we'll possibly interested in adding some shorts. This is again not a direct sell trade. This is a what do you call a alert, and we'll then be interested in assuming downside possibilities more seriously and looking for short trades at this point in time. That's the level to look out for. This is the updated count. And of course, there's a invalidation level. You can say 1.17643. If the market crosses above this level, we will consider that this count has been invalidated. And possibly something else is going on this counter. So that's the whole setup on euro. Pretty straightforward. Definitely keep it in the watch list and definitely wait for more clarity to appear. This is just my hypothesis. The market, as the markets are, can be doing many different things, or different counts are also possible. Anyways, that's the take on euro. There's nothing to add here. I'll just wait for a few moments. If you guys have any doubts or questions, just quickly push them in the live chat. And I'll just take a moment here and go through the chat, which has already, or the comments which have already been here. When the stream supposed to start? Yes, as I said, I was outside busy with something and hence was not able to uh, join in on the scheduled time. Is around. Just hello Raghu. Thank you for the confirmation and letting me know that everything is working. And Joe, yes, thank you for the confirmation again. Manuel, how are you doing? Our regular YouTube viewers, these are. And Raghu and Joe are also our private Slack group members. Anyways, guys, if you are clear, just type in clear in the live stream so that we know that everybody is understanding whatever we are saying. And we'll move over to the next chart. Thank you, Raghu, for the confirmation that you are able to understand the analysis which we have just covered. Hopefully, everyone is clear. Everyone other than Raghu is also clear. Thank you, Joe, for the confirmation, and thank you, Bharti, as well for the confirmation. In that case, let's now head over to the next chart of crude oil. Let's just quickly load up what was being discussed in the live chat. 1 second here. Here we have the recording from the past webinar on screen now. Discussion from last webinar. All right, so let's see what was being said on the discussion on crude oil in the last webinar. Right. Give me a second here, guys. Okay. So as I was saying, the last webinar, we were having the discussion of crude oil, which is somewhere here. Right. Let's see what was being said on this discussion. So we are looking for a downward movement. The targets are 58.26 and 56 something. Let's see if there's something else we were discussing on this counter. I believe we did have a short trade on crude oil. Let's just check entry exits. We had a short trade on 15th October, which was closed. Yes, we can look at it. So anyways, I think I'm discussing an entry here. I'm not really sure. Long story short, the whole bias was that we are looking at more downside possibilities and that the market is already going lower with the expected targets at 58 to 66 and 56 something something. All right. So let's now head over to the actual chart. And just before that, let's just quickly check our actual trade, which was closed on 15th of October. Added more shorts. We had added more shorts, so around 59. As you can see, let's just quickly note that. Target minimum is 57, 57.65, etc., etc. Book profits on all shorts around 58.896. 58.896. So this was the whole short setup, which was discussed in the public webinar and which played out. And of course, this was the second entry on the shorts, 59.054, and the first entry is, let's see if we can find that. Added more shorts, so we were in shorts already on 10th October, around 60. So this was the first. Actually, it's not even the first, it's the second entry. This is the second. This is the third entry. These are profit booking levels. Let's see what is the first entry here. Yeah, there is the first entry. Let's take a note of that, 61.012. Let's just push that on the chart and see how this trade has played out itself. Where is the live chart? So there we have the live chart on screen now for crude oil, and this was the whole trade which we have discussed. The entries live in our past webinars. Let's just push all that on the chart and see how things have progressed. So our first entry is over here. roughly speaking, it's over here. Second entry is at 60. Entry 2. And third entry is at 59.05. This is the entry 3. And we close everything at 58.896. Which is somewhere over here. Book profits. So this is the entire trade setup, which was discussed obviously in the live webinar, and you can see visually how this has played out exceptionally nicely. Actually, we could have even caught this, but I was caught up in gold trade, so we missed this one. But yes, it was, I think, posted as an analysis. Yeah, there it is. It was posted as an analysis. We were expecting some pullback or down, but it rather just went down straight from here, which was also a consideration. So this was more bearish than expected. And this is the whole setup. Let's just check the percentage from entry 1. So this is the percent move, 3.58%. This is the part we caught, 3.58, roughly 3.58 from entry 1. We have caught of the whole move. Anyways, so that's the whole trade, or what you call the live trade, which we had discussed and caught. I just wanted to show it all visually here so that everyone can follow along. And now let's head over and discuss the actual chart, or what you call the live analysis of crude oil and what it might be doing from now on, or what we expect it to be doing from now on. So here on screen, we already do have the chart and the count. Everything has been labeled and put up. So what we are seeing here is a possible impulse in the downward direction. Let's just mark the point of reference and take our count from there. So what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave 1, and then we have a wave 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3. Of course, I don't think it's a wave 3. I think this is just a continuation inside of the wave dot dot 3 structure. So let's just move these things a little bit. By the way, are you guys able to follow along the analysis? I hope you guys are. And my pace is not too fast. All right, so this is the consideration right now. We are expecting more bearish continuation on this counter. We do not really have a sell confirmation just yet, and I'll be interested in looking for short trades once the market goes below 57.242. And from a confirmation perspective, what we have is a conservative setup. And as per conservative setup, we will be looking for short entries actually below the break of 56.64, let's say, roughly speaking. So this is a conservative short entry. Below this, we can look to sell this market, and as such, I'll be considering short entries below 57 actually. But this is the analytical level. We'll go and look forward into the market. If everything is looking all right, only then we'll consider. So that's the whole setup right now. We are looking for more bearish movement to follow on this counter, and we do want to have a quick idea of the invalidation level as well. 1 second here. So this is the rough idea we have how this market may play out, and let's just very quickly update it. So wait and watch for now market, as we currently don't have a setup which will be playing out, or we don't have a clear trigger, I must say. So what we are gonna wait for is a break below 57 and then reanalyze the market for short entries. That's the strategy. And the second thing is the invalidation. If the market goes above what you call 58.315, it's not really an invalidation, but at that point we will possibly not be considering short entries as such. Then we will be thinking that probably the market is possibly doing something else, and we'll be looking for some bullish counts also other than the bearish counts we have right now on screen. So it's a wait and watch. I have just discussed the whole setup. And let me know if you guys have any doubts or questions on this counter before we move over to the next chart of gold. Let's just quickly get over and see what's the comment section saying. One of our regular viewers, Luis, is here. And good morning to you, Luis. All right. Thank you for the confirmation there, Raghu. I can see the comment. It's just taking a little bit longer to show it on screen. Some technical issue, I believe. What about the other participants? Joe, Bharti, Luis, and others who are online. I can see a couple of people are online but not participating in the chat. Substantial delay in the chat. Anyways, thank you for the confirmation there, guys. Thank you, Raghu. Thank you, Bharti. And now let's head over to the next chart of gold very quickly and see what was being said about this particular chart in the last public webinar. So here on screen, we have the last public webinars recording on the chart of gold. Let's just quickly check out what's being said before we head over to the actual live chart on this counter. Let's just play it. Forex speed. Let's just very quickly check. So 4053 plus is so I just deleted the drawings from our current discussion on last discussion on crude. So this is the actual recording. We are looking for long setups 4053 plus. We are looking for long trades. Let's see if there's something else we discussed. Not really. So 4053 plus is a long setup we discussed. Let's just quickly note that. This was a setup. Let's now head over and check what happened during the week on gold. As we were trading it quite nicely, we were able to what do you call capture a big move on gold. Where is the trade entry? Added minor longs, stop loss 4206. So here is our entry. Let's check 4242. Okay, that's a very recent trade. Let me see if there's something else we traded before this. Yeah, there's the trade before this. Added longs, stop loss 4100. So here's the first trade we pulled on gold. Entry one is 4168.5. All right. Book profits on all longs. Target hit 4213. All right, this is the trade number one. This is the entry and this is the exit. Let's check what happened afterwards. Again, we added longs 4242. Entry one. Let's just call it entry two because this is, let's call it entry 4242. And where's the exit? 4359. So these are the trades discussed on the basis of the analysis from last webinar, which was longs above whatever the trigger was. Let's now have a quick look at how this panned out visually on the live chart of gold in front of you now on screen. I'll obviously have to update the count here. The correction is deeper than expected. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is as expected. And probably what it should be. Anyways, let's check visually the whole trades, whole long trade setups that we had taken in this week. First is long entry 14168 something 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 over here, I think. Yeah, this is the entry one. Exit is 4213. 4213. Now let's look at the second long trade of the week. Second entry is at 4242. Let's use a different color for it. Entry number two. And we exited at 4359, which is over here. Right, literally at the top. So this was a whole setup now visually explained to you guys, which has played out during the week. And what do you call, we now again have setups that have worked out as analyzed. Crude oil shorts, gold longs, both have worked out pretty much as expected. And let's also check the price movement we have captured. 1.21%, 50 points here. And on the second trade, 2.74%, 116 points here on gold. So collectively, this is the whole setup. And total movement caught is 50 plus 116, 166 points in actual trade. Not analysis, actual trade is the only thing we are discussing here. So that's it for the discussion of the live trade on gold. Hopefully you are finding it beneficial, as I believe visual representation is a bit easier for everyone to understand, and I think it adds value from a record perspective as well, for documentation perspective, I mean. Now let's head over to the actual live chart and see how things are progressing. Actually, this has progressed pretty much as expected. This is 38.2 level. We were expecting retracement. As you can see, I had already suggested that probably move down and then up. Actually, this is the live post. Let's just check it on the actual Slack group. So here's the last analysis posted on our private Slack group where we were expecting that this market will go sideways and then down before it heads up. Right? Let's check it. There it is. Sideways and then down. This was a target 123.6 and the target 238.2. Now what has happened is the market has actually gone lower than the target 123.6. Generally, when the market is really bullish, it doesn't always go to 38.2. In this case, it has. This is not out of the ordinary. It's just something we weren't expecting as the main target or the main bias for this count. Circle 3, circle 4. Let's move this. Let's move this and this. And 1 second here. 3, 4, double bracket 4, double bracket 5, completing the circle 3, and then circle 4 is here, and this is heading up for circle 5. So that's the whole play. These are the movements we captured. 166 points or so. Now let's see what's the actual bias, how this trade is expected to play out. First of all, we are still bullish here, and as such, the correction may have completed here itself, or it may still be continuing as a little bit more complex correction. But overall, the market can go sideways and then bullish, or it can just go up. So the bias remains bullish from a swing perspective. Only thing to watch out is that nothing to watch out here. Actually, the stop loss is also pretty clear here. It's a stop loss as well as what you call invalidation for this count is at 4186 is the invalidation level. Over here is the invalidation level. Let's just point it out. So keep in mind we are using this data feed, and if you're using a different data feed, prices will vary a little bit. So do not take these prices what do you call precisely. Just check your data feed, and these things are relative. You guys should already know that by now. I shouldn't have to mention this. Anyways, that's the invalidation level. The idea is still bullish, and we are expecting this market to go further up. Let's see if we do have some targets for it. Keep in mind these targets will need to be updated because the market has not really finished the wave 4. So basis on how this market propagates inside the wave 4 or has already finished, these targets can vary a little bit, actually a lot, not a little bit. So currently it is just suggesting that immediate target will be somewhere around 45 4420 plus, which isn't much of a prediction because 4376 is already our last high. So it was supposed to break it by some margin anyways. So I wouldn't say we do have a target right now. It's a little bit of a wait and watch scenario, although I do believe that it will cross 4489, 4490. So let's say between 4480 and 4500, somewhere we can expect this market to go, roughly speaking. Again, as I said, we do not have the right targets right now because the market has not really shown its hand. It hasn't really confirmed where is the wave 4. But what I can see here is we can possibly get some good scalp longs if this market holds this level, that is a level above 4214. Then we can get some scalps or scalp longs on this counter. There isn't anything to add here. I personally will be looking for longs roughly above 4267. Again, it's not a long trigger, it's just an alert. So above this level, we will be looking for long entries and nothing more. Not taking longs, but just looking for entries. See if there is something else to add on to this. Nothing really. Let me know, guys, if you have any doubts or questions on this counter before we move over to the next chart. Expected upside zone. That's it. Much to add here. From medium to long-term perspective, could reach 5,000 plus levels. So we'll have to check the high time frame chart for that. Thank you for the confirmation there, Joe. So let's just take Raghu's question and see what else we can decipher at this point. What do you mean there, man? And at least use your actual name. This isn't cute using some fake names here. Anyways, thank you for the confirmation there, Bharti. Same goes for Emmanuel. Thank you for the confirmation. Where's the target? Where's the target? Where's the target? Where's the target? See on there. 2, 8, 3, 4. Even higher time frame. What can I say, man? All targets are failing here. Look at this. So here's the question from Raghu. So let me just answer that with the actual chart here. So first of all, we were expecting that perhaps this is the one, perhaps this is the two. So you can see if this is really the one and this is really the two, then the three is just continuing. It has gone much, much higher than 161.8. Right. And if you consider something else, I mean, this is looking like a very solid count. 1 up, 2 down here, 3 up here. So anyways, my point is there 3 is already so much extended. If this is the count, then perhaps this market may go sideways a little bit too much and then head higher. So generally the wave 3s are extended. In cases of commodities, wave 5 can also be expected to be extended. Here 3 is already extended, and which it doesn't really mean much of anything. We can have some guidelines there, but I don't think those will be followed in such a strong bull movement. So what I'm basically saying is that from a standard Elliott Wave perspective, it has already surpassed all targets. Look at this. Four point something something. It is already gone above 4 point whatever this is. 7x. It's already gone higher than. It's actually literally at 7x. Look at that. It has gone 7x of wave 1. 700% move of the length of wave 1. So my point being, this is already passing targets like anything. Actually, here at least we had the good trend line target, the yellow trend line. But as you can see already, the yellow trend line has already been taken out. Let's just draw it. So this is the yellow trend line. It has already been taken out. Perhaps the market will take some support on it before a takeoff. So again, I wouldn't say we have any targets. My point is that I'm just demonstrating it is just giving extremely big jumps. So the best we can do here is Raghu. Yes, I think it can definitely cross that. But can I say it right now with the actual target? Not with this chart. I'll just check one more chart here and see. Not really. It has surpassed all the targets. The maximum we had was 41.71 from a forecasting perspective. Now, of course, we do have the forecasting foresight of Elliott Wave with us, but we don't have the right targets right now because it's already the market is too fast here. So it's just going to be a wait and watch scenario for us to be more clear if it's actually going to go to 5,000 or not. And from the perspective of yes or no, can it or can it not? Yes, it can. But we don't have a confirmation target. That's the long answer to your short question. Hopefully, that's clear enough, Raghu. And of course, you are in the Slack private group, so you can just check whatever updates I make. Historic gold ramp. Not sure what that means. Probably historic rally, I think. Yes, I think that's what it means. Anyways, that's about it for the discussion on gold. Hopefully, that's clear enough. And let's now head over to the chart of S&P's 500, which has interestingly done things very much as expected. So first of all, let's see. Yes, that's what he meant, Manuel. For detail analysis on our time frame, you're very welcome, Raghu. All right, guys. So let's now head over. Where is that? Where is that? So here's the last discussion on S&P. Let's just see what was being said before we head over to the current live chart and take things from there. No, it's just fine like this. All right, so here's the analysis, and what I'm basically saying here is that we are expecting one more leg down. Of course, a pullback is expected, and then the market will go down. Is our analysis from the last webinar, which was done on the 10th of this month. Let me see if there's something else. Not really. This. I think there was a good discussion on why I'm assuming the minimum over here somewhere. All right. Yeah, there's the question. Mason asked why. Anyway, that was a good discussion on the practical trading side of things. So basically, long story short, S&P we were expecting bearish movement to continue after a pullback, and that was a discussion on the 10th of this month. Here we have the live chart on screen now in front of you guys, and let's see what has happened so far. So this was the 10th somewhere here. We were expecting pullback. Market did go a little bit lower, then gave the pullback. The pullback was deeper than expected, and after that, the market has gone and blown through the last low. And were we able to see this? Let's see on the live Slack posts. So this is the arrow we were expecting. This is the A down we were expecting. This is the B up, and then we were expecting it will fall. There was no confirmation. I think I had some alerts put around 6620 levels, which did get fired. I was in the gold trade, and at that time, I believe, and the market did blow through over. It did follow the arrow basically, picture perfectly, and we were able to analytically capture it. I could have taken the trade, but as I'm saying, I was too busy with the gold trades and some other trades that I was not able to take this one. So yes, not every trade you can trade, risk management perspective as well as how many trades you want to handle at a particular point in time, or you can handle at a particular point in time. So anyways, that's a plus one again. And let's now see what is the count right now for this. There are two perspectives here. At this point in time, we can expect, or we can say that this market is probably complete or has completed its downside movement with the wave C complete here. And this is a W. This is in 1 second. Let's just check it again and do things properly. So this is the point of reference. So from this point of reference, we are assuming that a possible complex correction is in play. This is the W, this is the X, which we marked in the last webinars, and this is the A of the Y. Dot A, let's call it dot B and dot C. So if we assume this, then the Y is complete and this market can then head higher. I'm not really interested in longs even now. Unless the market is crossing 6723 to the upside, we are not interested in any longs. Only interested above 6723. That's the basic idea on S&P right now. And as far as the counts are considered, I do not think that the B is complete here. Perhaps the B is here. There is no clear cut, what do you call, confirmation right now. So we can say it's a maybe situation basically. So I can say that maybe this is the A, maybe this is the B, and maybe this is the C, still continuing in the downward direction. So I'm more biased towards the bearish count, 6557 or lower levels. I'll be interested in selling this market. Again, this is an alert level. This is not a sell trade directly. So as I have mentioned it as such, although I think if the market is there, I'll probably just add a sell. But I cannot confirm it right now because this market has given actually a very big pullback. This is a little bit bigger than what I would have liked to see. Anyways, that's the whole trade. 6723 plus is the upside trigger, not the trigger upside. Let's call it the invalidation level to be more precise. 6577 is the consideration for bearish trades, as I said, consideration for bearish trades. And the count is quite clear. WXY is a triple zigzag formation where the first three legs down are called W, next three legs are called X, next three legs are called Y. The first three legs down are complete already here. Next three legs up are complete here, and the next three legs down are in play. Actually, you can count it in some other ways as well, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. It's more or less the same thing. That's the whole setup on S&P's 500. Let's see if we have any doubts or questions. Just push them in the live chat. If not, then just type in clear or understood, and we'll move over to the next chart. Hello, Muhammad, one of our regular YouTube viewers. What do you prefer? Which chart should we follow, the spot one or the perpetual one on BTC? So I'll just show you the next chart. I'll just give you the ticker. You can follow that. Okay, so I'll answer it in a short while. No questions from Joe. Thank you for the confirmation there, Bharti and Manuel. So all right, guys, and Raghu, of course, thank you for the confirmation. So all right, guys, so we are clear on the chart of S&P 500. Let's now head over to the chart of BTC, which will be followed by the chart of NVIDIA. BTC, as I was mentioning, I wasn't very keen on it in the last webinar. I was very clear about that something is not, nothing is clear on on the chart of BTC. So we left it to be a wait and watch thing. And that is how it has proceeded, I guess. Let's see. So here is a discussion from last webinar on the chart of BTC. Right now on screen, what we have here is the possibility of market giving further pullback to the downside of 1177.35 to 1156.70 levels on this counter. And once the market is at those levels, we may expect a pullback. But as you can see very clearly here, I wasn't interested in any long trades unless the market almost took out the last high. So my alert is very near to the high because I was just not very keen on this analysis. It just didn't look right. All right. Although I think it has smashed through those downside targets. And this is a short consideration level 109300 or 109300. I think it has been smashed. Let's just check the what do you call live chart now. There it is on screen in front of you now. So we do have the live chart now. Let's see what's happened on the daily VR. Last discussion was on 10th of this month, October here. And as you can see, it did hit the downside targets downside targets hit. All right, and the market has just continued going lower. And it's an important update here. What I am expecting is a possible diagonal is in play, and let's just count it from here. Let's not complicate things too much for the viewers. This is the point of reference or the starting point for this analysis, and we are assuming that we have an impulse in play which has completed itself already over here as a diagonal structure. With the fifth leg complete, we expect a big pullback can come into play without much of an issue, right? Which does look to be the count because our bullish counts have failed and bearish counts have outperformed. So that just all points out to the simple fact that perhaps this market is doing the bearish count thing of following a down move after the impulse completion. And yes, I think I had a question from someone asking which chart to follow. So Mohammed, I'm using this data feed and this is the ticker symbol on TradingView. So without any problem, you can just pay attention here and follow it if you want to follow my analysis. Anyways, that's about it. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's now head back to the what do you call actual discussion which we are doing on the chart of BTC. So as I was saying, from the point of reference over here, we are assuming that this market is has completed a impulse in the upward direction, with the last leg of the impulse being a diagonal, which basically means this market has some strong downside it can show to us. And let's now see what all it can do. I think I do have the marked levels here, so let's just focus on them. All right, so here they are. So we are expecting the down move can go to 100849, 86220, and then we have a range 71360 to 58742. These are the downside levels, and I personally think it can give a deep pullback, so it can be expected to go to 86220. And of course, do keep in mind I am using a logarithmic chart or log chart to be more precise in wordings, and that is why you can see the lower levels are so close. All right. If you don't know the difference, just don't mind it. It just looks the way it does because we are on a higher time frame. Anyways, these are the expected levels for Bitcoin. Of course, do not expect anything bullish here. Even if it goes up, we aren't interested in anything at all. As I was pessimistic about it the last time, that we don't want any long trades unless it breaks out. That trigger is still there. As far as short trades are considered, if the market does give a pullback in corrective structure, we'll look for selling opportunities for sure. Other than that, as you already know, I do not trade this market and I'm not very keen on discussing too much on it. Actually, this does conclude the fact we are bearish and we are looking at these targets to be satisfied and then possible reversal. And I think 86 to 20 should be considered. And of course, it is very near to 100849. So that should be kept in mind. Short term trades we can have, but I don't think I have a clear short term analysis here. Let's see 1 2 and then 3 4 5 1 2 and then 1 2 3 4 5. No, we don't really have a clear short trade here. Short term analysis here. I personally think it has more downside remaining, even if this is a first leg of a correction. There is some more downside remaining. That's the rough outlook. Just keep the target or minimum in mind, which was around 107.00 something. I don't know exactly. This market has it's just a huge movement. Wherever I point my mouse, even a little bit of movement is changing the price. So keep these levels as rough ideas and not precise levels. Anyways, that's about it for the chart of BTC. I don't think there is any doubt or question, but anyways, just let me know if there is anything. very quickly, and we are then heading over to the last chart of NVIDIA stock. Just type in clear or understood if you don't have any doubts or questions here. Hello, Dawood. Nice to see you back in the webinars. Hello, Raj Akhil. And here's confirmation from Mohammed. Hopefully, all of you are clear. Joe, Raghu, Bharti, Manuel, and everyone else who's online. Joe is saying he's clear. So is Raghu. Luis is also clear. That's good. So looks like everybody is clear on whatever we discussed so far. Let's now head over to the next chart or last chart. And yes, before we head over to the last chart, here's the thing which I just observed. Our webinars are getting even lesser views. The last webinar was 1 hour 35 minutes long, and it has gotten even lesser views than our last two webinars. 175th got 500, 176 got 394, and 177 has got 246. So what is really happening here? We are putting in more time and more efforts, but the outcome is getting reversed. So again, a serious request to you guys: if you like the content, I mean, why would you not like it? We are discussing live trades which are working out back to back. So kindly show your love a little bit and take some serious effort in sharing the content with your friends, colleagues, and those of you who know someone who is trading. Share it with them personally, not like a link sharing. Just tell them personally about your experience with my webinars. Because if it's not going to work out after 177 webinars, then when is it going to work out? We have also started putting out some videos from the trades which have worked out, and these videos are multilingual. So if you are living in some country where English is not the most popular language, you can share these videos. If you go to the settings section, you can check audio track, and we'll give you all this big list of audio tracks: Arabic, Bangla, Dutch, French, German, Hebrew, Hindi, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, etc., Korean, etc., etc. So we do now have various different ways to reach people. So only your love and serious effort in sharing the content is required. I hope you guys are doing your part. I see you guys live quite regularly. Dawood, Bharti, Luis, Raghu, Joe, Muhammad, so Manuel. So I hope you guys are sharing it. If you are sharing it, do let our viewers in the live chat also know that you are doing your part. Hopefully, that will motivate other viewers to share the content. And as I have said so many times, it does take a lot of effort to do this research. This is intense research. I'm just presenting it to you very fast. It's not like I'm just always doing it live on the go. So if you respect my time and energy and enjoy the content, kindly show your efforts and spread it. I don't know what else to do. I am also making the videos now. And yes, Raghu, I'm considering the shorts thing. We will look on it and start this week about the shorts. In the meanwhile, guys, continue sharing the content, sharing the short video clips from the live webinars, and word of mouth, I think, is more important at this point in time, because from my end, a lot of effort has already been done. I mean, look at that. Anyways, that's it for the quick respect. What do you call request? I mean, anyways, thank you guys for the confirmation, Raj, Bharti, and Louis. And yes, Raghu, as I said, I'll be considering the shorts definitely. Highlight winning trades. Yes, the only issue is that shorts do not show the whole chart clearly, so I'm avoiding them. But yes, we'll try to find some trades which can be seen in shorts, and we'll work on it. Unexpected, I think you mean by showing the analysis. We'll look into that perspective as well. And thank you for sharing the content, Raghu and Muhammad as well. And of course, do it with word of mouth as much as possible instead of just sharing the links. I hope that will be of more use, as at least I've heard that word of mouth is better than passive sharing, and sharing. Joe is also sharing with friends. All right, guys. I hope others who are watching this content later on as a recording are also sharing, and also there are a lot of people in the live stream. I'm not sure why you are not writing in sharing or not sharing. I mean, what's the point of you joining in every week and not doing your part by just sharing it? Just because something is offered for free doesn't mean it will always be right. So just be mindful of it. I have said it many times. Don't make it a reality. So I'll put an end to my words here with that, and we'll head over to the last chart of NVIDIA for this webinar's discussion. Here's the chart of NVIDIA on screen right now, and let's just very quickly check what was being discussed on this counter in the last public webinar, which was conducted on the 10th of this month. So let's see, here is the chart on NVIDIA. Let's see what was being said on the webinar we did on, what is this, 10th of this month. So we had spotted the ending diagonal on NVIDIA. This was all discussed live, and we had put out a level of invalidation for all longs. 183.39 was the level that below this we will only be looking for shorts, no longs whatsoever. And we were already expecting bearish movement given the ending diagonal which we had caught here. So this was triggered a little bit after the webinar. I remember the alert. This was the analysis from last webinar. Right. Let's now head over to the live chart. Here on screen, we do have the live chart. The market has gone below 183.39. Of course, this triggered the shorts, and as you can see, the market has. Where is 183.39? 1 second. There it is. Our market has continued downward movement. We are expecting further bearish movement on this counter, right? This has gone down as expected. With this, we have now 1, 2, 3, 4 trades which were discussed in the last webinar, which have played out precisely as expected. 4 trades from the free webinar itself. I'm not even talking about the paid Slack group where I make more detailed and frequent updates of everything. Anyways, now let's put on more clear picture of NVIDIA, or as much clearer we can get on this counter as possible with the current data we have. One, two, three, four, five. So this is the correction. And let's just remove this. Let's just push it there. Let's just move the arrow. Here, here, here. This is an expectation. This count can take multiple other, I mean, there are multiple other hypotheses on this count. I'm just discussing one of the major possibilities. Just keep that in mind. It can be still continuing in the wave A. That's also possible. The idea is that on a clear pullback, we can look for more selling opportunities. If we do get a clear pullback like this wave B structure, then good enough. If not, we can also see a straight move from here to the downside. So NVIDIA, we still have more bearishness expected on this counter. I don't think there is much to add here. Just ask away if you want to. If not, just type in clear or understood, and then we'll be done with the last webinar as well. Just for those who are not following along in the last webinar, 169.86 roughly. And extremely lower targets, 153 something. To the downside are the targets on NVIDIA's counter. That's about it for this discussion on NVIDIA. Hopefully you guys are clear. Let me just go through the comments. 448 trades discussed in the last 177 webinars have played out. So here's the update to our scrolling text at the bottom of the screen. Let's just check. So Joe is clear, Mohammed is clear. So, and Raghu has also typed in understood. Hopefully everyone else who is in the webinar has also understood the count. So if everyone else, there is another comment from Bharti, clear. All right, so it looks like everyone who is following along till the end is clear. So with this was the last chart. So in that case, we can say that this webinar has come to an end. Thank you for everyone who is sharing the content and is following along with the webinar till the end. It does feel good to have so much participants till the end. Thank you, Dawood, for the confirmation, and Raj, of course. Great work, great work is all good, but I'm not really interested in boosting my own ego. But we are really interested in having more viewers. So kindly share the content as well. Hopefully, you already are, Raj, and wonderful. You're very welcome, Raghu. Very welcome, Bharti, Muhammad. You're welcome, and of course, Joe. You're welcome. Let's continue our chats. I think it's been a long time since we had a back and forth of messages, Joe. All right, that's good to hear. All right, guys. With that being said, enjoy the weekend, and there are a lot of good trade setups which will be coming in this week. So be on the lookout for it. I missed it. Thanks, Nirvan, and happy Diwali in advance. Yes, Raghu, happy Diwali to you in advance and to all our other viewers as well. A very happy and prosperous Diwali to you. May Ma Lakshmi bless us all. All right. So, with that being said, let's put an end to this webinar and let me put an end to my words here. Of course, Joe, enjoy your weekend as well. So, bye, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next webinar and take care.